Jerry Mallory here, SBNationPrideDetroit.com. Detroit Lions, hey, we're in the home stretch now. We got 3 games left, 1 at home, 2 on the road. The fate of the Lions is in their hands. One of the bigger issues that we were faced with early in the season, often up until the last 2 weeks, has been the offense. The anemic offense, not getting the ball in the end zone particularly. Well, 2 games, 34 points on both games. Is this offense turned around? The supporters say yes. Finally, the support is there with Calvin being healthy. Stafford getting some things together. Lombardi, the run game has improved. But then your detractors, the naysayers say, well, look at who they face. You've got the Bears, who continually give up large chunks of yards and points, and the Buccaneers. Well, I'm somewhere in between, but here are 3 reasons of optimism for this offense, despite facing teams that don't have great, world-beating defenses. So the first reason is consistency. No matter who you're facing, an NFL team is only as consistent as who they're going against. In the last 2 weeks, they've got it done. If we make the playoffs, looking like we're going to make the playoffs, you want to have a consistent string of offensive performances like this from Stafford. I mean, back-to-back 75 percentage in terms of completion. I mean, these are things you want to have. No matter who you're facing, it's NFL talent. Consistency. The second point it ties into it is rhythm. Consistency, rhythm. Those things are kind of synonymous. You get in the flow. You get used to scoring. You get used to situations that are effective. Now, playing worse competition, sometimes you can fool yourself to think you can do this all the time. I realize that is a potential danger, but rhythm is rhythm. Getting used to scoring, getting confident, trusting each other against weaker competition allows you to trust yourself and trust people in scenario situations when the competition starts to stiffen. And then, along with consistency, rhythm, it's confidence. Confidence breeds confidence, especially with some of these younger guys on the team. I look at the offensive line. You got to let Adrian Waddle, he's confidently on the line, blocking, helping out. That only breeds for him, whether it's against the Bucks, whether it's against the Bears. Later on, it's going to be the Packers and whoever. Same with Larry Warford. We have some younger guys on this team. Eric Ebron getting a few touches. Corey Fuller. So, confidence is very important. Some guys are born with it. You look at Golden Tate, he's always going to be confident. Rayola really doesn't deserve to be as confident as he is, but he's a very confident guy. Even Matt Stafford, he's clutch. But I think at times, the detractors, those saying, he's really struggling, it probably gets to him a little bit more than he leads on. So having a string of success, putting up 34 points back to back, if they can continue this, they have 2 more games against inferior defenses than the Packers, who isn't a great defense. You build that rhythm, you build that consistency, you build that confidence. No matter who you're facing, these things will carry over even if we make the playoffs and we're faced with, let's say, a Seattle or Arizona. No, we won't be as effective because those defenses are better, but getting that rhythm, getting that mojo going now is very important, because if you struggle against these teams, you're going to struggle against the big boys. Another point, it's that hot streak. You look at the Packers. When they won a Super Bowl, they came in as a wild card. They rolled the hot streak. Arizona Cardinals have done it. Pittsburgh Steelers on several occasions come in as a wild card. New York Giants ride that hot streak into the playoffs. I'm looking at the Lambeau Field game as a playoff game. If this team wants to make, they want to make their mark. They want an opportunity to get a first-round bye. They have to look at that game as a playoff game. If we take care of business this week against Minnesota, we take care of business against Chicago in a couple of weeks, that's a 4-game winning streak heading into the playoffs. Lambeau Field, ride the hot streak. It's a proven formula. The hot team usually takes over and goes right through the playoffs. So this is good. Hey, we're beating down on some teams that aren't that great, but it's important to do that. Don't hold up, don't let back. Defeat the teams that are in front of you. Build the rhythm, the consistency, the confidence, and carry that hot streak on into Lambeau Field. But first things first, it's the Minnesota Vikings, and we'll be talking about them in a day or two. Sandwiched in between Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions coverage. A little bit talk about the NFL draft, this past one, just to break the monotony a little bit. Talk about something not pertaining to the here and now. We'll talk about the past, a little bit of the future. We'll sandwich that in between, like I said, Lions and Vikings coverage. So I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Keep subscribing, keep watching, And as always, this has been Jerry Mallory for SB Nation and PrideDetroit.com.